So we don't need the Marvel movies anymore.
Oh yeah,
I've discovered a replacement. The Fast and the Furious franchise.
Oh
God, have you been watching those recently?
Bro, we're watching Hobbs and Shaw on Thursday, and then watching the trailer after that. We've been blasting through, and Mr. Cheese and the group of us have been blasting through, racing on through the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Do you notice that after Tokyo Drift, there's like maybe one street race?
So there's a progression, right?
Yeah,
these movies are fun. These movies are great. It's so, oh god,
they're great. They're fantastic.
Super fun. So stupid, but it's very consistent. Like characters act completely in character, no matter how goofy the setting is, and it lets you just focus on, like, yeah, we're gonna have these fucking set pieces, and we don't care because. Like how The Rock acted in the last movie is how he's like, it's just kind of what you grow to want, and this cast is fucking astounding. Ludacris doesn't need he didn't need to keep making music when he just decided that he was going to keep coming back for Fast movies too.
Well, so he's rich now, so you're good.
Yeah,
he's good.
But you can just keep coming back. Like, so we've seen up to 8, and there's a progression, and I know I'll probably end up, probably after like Shaw and all that stuff up. And maybe talking about it more, but like, I would say there's definitely a progression that I wasn't I wasn't ready for, because all I knew growing up from the distance was that, like, I remember seeing trailers for the first couple movies, and it reminded me of like Need for Speed Underground, shit like that. It just reminded me of just fucking underground or skater. Like the first movie was more skater culture, things like that, and just gave me a kind of vibe. And it's like, okay, testosterone fueled racing and whatnot. Okay, cool. And then I started to see trailers for like 5 and 6 or whatever years later, where I'm like, oh, they got a whole, like, is this like a fucking heist movie? I don't understand. What's going on? And it was just always from a distance, but from the beginning onward, it was like, well, Vin Diesel and Paul Walker are still in it, so they're going. So it's like the first couple movies, it's just like underground street racing gang shit.
Yeah.
Where your biggest stunts are like having a race where we're gonna press the big ramps, pressing the button to go super fast, the speed vision, all that shit, right? The speed vision, hitting the NOS for the speed vision. My mind had to stop and do a double take because I forget that like the NOS energy drink is big it's kind of popular, especially within this. So when they lift up the fucking panel and you see the giant canisters of like actual NOS in the car, it just fucks me up for a minute. So the first movie is that. second movie culminates in like it gets a little more into the, like, there's the weird Italian mob shit I guess going on, and they jump a car onto the boat. Well, because you have what, I'm so bad about names. Yes. But it's he's one of my favorite characters in the fucking series, and I can't think of it. I'm so bad about the names because we've seen these movies so fast. Haha, pun intended.
Yeah.
But you have that. There's also another movie that takes place that came out between 1 and 2, that has a character that shows up in Tokyo Drift and throughout following movies, who's in a movie called Better Luck Tomorrow, who they take that character and end up like bringing him into the canon. Basically, it's the same character with the same past and everything. That movie is super dark and really, really good, like legitimately really super good.
What movie?
Better Luck Tomorrow. Super fucking good movie.
So
we watched that as well for that character's backstory.
His name is Roman Pierce.
Roman Pierce. Yes, there. Thank you. Roman's fantastic. So you have car jumping on the boat. 3 is Tokyo Drift. That takes place later on. That's in I think it's set in 2014 at the time. Because remember the original movie came out. This is like 2001.
Yeah.
By the way, nothing is more jarring of being like, oh, this is we're in a different period. When in the first like 6 minutes of the movie, that Paul Walker gets called the F word, just hard, and in the funniest line read, that ends off with just F period. Oh my god, it's so. We all just had to stop for a second, just like, whoa, okay. So gang shit, car on boat, and then you get Tokyo Drift, which is just an initial D. It's just Initial D, starring a guy who's like a 17-year-old who looks like he's 30 from Alabama, who gets sent there.
Dude, he was like in some weird ass fucking.
You know what DK stands for?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. Drift King.
Also, they have a thing in the universe called Race Wars that they take very seriously in the first couple movies, where Paul Walker is getting beaten up and he's like, "This isn't about you or me. This is about race wars." I'm like, oh god. The first couple are such a trip, and then Tokyo Drift is completely separate, different cast.
Race.
Tokyo Drift is actually really good.
It's super good.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
How many movies is Ja Rule in?
Not enough. Not enough.
So
is it just the second one?
Wait. When he's
in like the very beginning of the second one, and then he loses, and he goes no, and then
I forget.
It's like that was Ja Rule.
Movie, dude.
So the highlight in Tokyo Drift is definitely a part where they're getting this car out, and the car is themed around the Hulk, and like in the doors that are big like punch. Big things like carved out and shit, and it was just fucking weird. The whole movie's a trip. So then you get into 4, which is like, okay, we're still using cars, but we're not really racing anymore. Now it's this whole plot of like,
dude, there was
Don had to leave and go home, and to protect this girl that he was dating, but then she gets killed, and then like he has to go and figure this shit out. It's this whole fucking mystery
there was
thing.
one racing scene in 4. It's legitimately the cop scene.
Yeah.
When they had the cop cars.
Yeah.
That's literally it. And I was like, bro, I want to see more racing, bro.
And there, like that was kind of shift there. 4 was a little dull. 4 was like that middle point. I think it was probably my least favorite. But if I remember right, they did slide on an oil truck. That was kind of a highlight.
Would you say that the movies became more furious than fast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, actually. Just wait till I get into like when I just go back over the names, because that's my favorite part. So 5 is one of my favorite action movies ever. 5 is absolutely hilarious, because that's when they bring in The Rock, and that's when they bring in all of this other shit, and it's just and it straight up ends with them like imagine before, your set piece would have been some form of a race. Now it's car dragging entire giant vaults through city on a cable and smashing other cars with it. Which we have since called Vault Foo. And that's your set piece at the end. 6 movie, tanks. And other wacky shit. Also, evil doppelganger team, which is which is made fun of in the movie for being as weird as it is.
6 was the one where The Rock did the rock bottom on fucking somebody during the movie. That shit was sick.
Yeah. Well, they started doing where they flip the camera. They do he has that. They keep bringing that back. So 6 is that, and it gets into all the that weird bizarre shit. There's also
where they do the jump from building to building.
Fuck, I mixed up.
In Dubai or some shit.
Yes. So
that was also the movie with the militia gang guy.
Yes, it was.
Was sick.
Then and that was with when they were going after the villain was Shaw, or one of the Shaws, basically. You don't know about the other one. So 7 kicks off with being at the end of I don't know why the name. I'm not gonna worry about the names right now. 7 basically opens with a later part in Tokyo Drift where one of the where a certain character dies, and it cuts back to it, and then you find out, it wasn't an accident. It was actually Jason Statham, who's the other Shaw, who is just. It's what can you say about Jason Statham that hasn't already said? Like, it's just he's just absolutely perfect for it. So then you get Dom, you get Vin Diesel, you get fucking Paul Walker, and then you get The Rock, and then you get Jason Statham, just all in this whole thing. you straight up have a scene where there are cars falling out of a plane doing halo jumps. I'm not kidding. Like, and the way they set it up is great. It is fucking awesome. It also culminates in an actual rival fight on a garage roof where Jason Statham and Vin Diesel are both holding tire irons and pieces of a car and going at it.
Yep.
And there's a helicopter that gets a car thrown into it, and it's awesome. It's so fucking stupid and fun and great.
Oh, God, the rival battle is so good, dude.
Zombie car army. And the gang, no shit, has to stop World War III in the most literal sense of the word.
Oh, God.
So we go from gang shit, race, jump into a boat, drift under an oil truck, vault foo, fucking what am I playing? Tanks and shit. Fucking rooftop car piece sword fights and halo jumps.
Rival battle.
Car zombie army that's being controlled by this thing called the God's Eye.
That's true. Yeah, the God's
Eye. And getting the launch codes to the nukes to stop World War III.
And everyone in the movie is fucking hot. It makes no sense.
Everyone
like the girl that made the God's Eye, they got her and they were like, "We need your help,
hot
please."
as nuts. Yeah, everyone's just
smoking hot. You're like,
and you just get this wonderful, just like multicultural ensemble of fucking crazy people from these different movies. Mm-hmm. That are just like a part of this fucking team now that gets brought in to handle all this international bullshit because The Rock's like, I need my guys, and he gets them.
Yeah.
And Jason Statham has to partner up with them in this one because shit's so bad because the evil big bad lady that's above him is even badder.
And she took a
she's actually legit.
Remember when she possessed Dom?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, BB, you know that episode of Teen Titans with Red X?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, imagine like that's like the imagine that's like a major thing. He straight up comes in with a mask and a giant chainsaw arm and a thing to like get the launch codes to threaten the launch codes from these people that have been trapped in a limo because the zombie car army forced them all into this big compacted corner that he could walk on and get over to the limo so he could carve it up with this fucking weird face thing to intimidate them. Because he was being tricked because he was being manipulated by the main girl who had this old girl that he boned in the beginning of the fifth movie or the sixth movie, and who ended up having it's awesome. Fuck the MCU. You don't need it. This one is so much better. It's so streamlined. You can watch. All you have to do is watch a couple little things between the first couple movies. You watch the Los Bandoleros. You watch fucking Better Like Tomorrow if you want to. To get context on a couple things. Just watch all of them in a row. Easy peasy. Best Saturday morning fucking cartoon I could ever ask for. Holy shit. Fuck Spider-Man.
When did they go to space?
I'm so hoping that I watched the trailer. I don't know anything about the trailer. I don't know anything.
Wait, I thought they already went to space.
What?
No, they've done Halo jumps, but they have not gone to space. But here's the thing. Apparently, like when they were working on like the second or third or movie or however it was, like really early on, Vin Diesel from the get-go was like, yeah, I could see us getting the 10. Oof. And I'm like, oh wow, he's really serious about it. But
I don't think you realize where we were going with this there.
But he and even just like listening to the way they talk about it, especially him, like they love this shit. They love this fucking franchise. And they're a pretty tight-knit group. Like I think
fucking 4 was the one with the 35-mile long runway.
They also like the
no. Oh, are you talking about with the big thing at the end with the plane with it when it's exploding and everything?
No.
That was 6. That was 6 when they were taking care of Shaw.
Oh yeah.
Because that was when
that's how you found out that fucking what's his face came in and gunned down fucking the dude.
Yeah, with Jason Statham. Yeah, and because his brother's all burned up and shit.
Everyone was like, he's dead. Right. Why is he still here? Oh, Jason Statham fucking killed him, dude.
Oh, it's great. Oh, it's so good. It's great. It's great. It's awesome.
Oh God, Fast and Furious.
I remember I saw the first one in theaters, and then I'm pretty sure I saw the second one in theaters, like with my family. Then I didn't watch like any of them, and I think I went to see the 5th or 6th one. I asked some girl on a date, and I was just like, whatever, let's go see the Fast and the Furious movie that just came out. And I was like sitting there like, all right, I'm not really gonna pay attention to the movie. And then I started watching. I was like, "What the fuck happened to this series? What the fuck is going? What did I miss?"
Keeps getting better. It actually just keeps getting better. It actually just keeps getting better. It's great.
Girl, stop touching my dick. Vin Diesel just did what? What the fuck?
For context, the only thing I know.
Cars in this fucking series.
Well, they still do. Cars are a part of it.
That's the best part. Honestly, I just look forward for every Fast and Furious movie because they'll show some cool
because Vin Diesel is going to do something cool in a muscle car. Because Vin Diesel is going to do something cool in a muscle car because that's what Dom does. He gets his muscle car.
That makes me sad that Paul Walker isn't there anymore because they used to bring in some of the fucking coolest imports just for him to ride around. And you're like, damn, dude. Fuck.
It's impressive what they did because I didn't know the full context of like when he died during production of 7. So he's in the entirety of 7. What they actually ended up doing to make, because I think they had over half his footage, but there's still a considerable amount of things that they had to do. What they ended up doing was that they used a mixture of old lines as well as new lines that were recorded by his brothers, as well as his brothers actually coming in to be on set and then using a fuckload of CG that they dumped a lot of money into last minute to get it working. They made it look. There were a couple times, especially one shot at the very end, that lasting shot where I'm like, okay, that's definitely. I'm like, the eyes are a little too blue. There's a little too it's a little too much. But every other time, like you don't really notice. It's really impressive. And they have the sweetest. Like if I talk about too much, I will start to cry. They have the sweetest little thing for him at the very end of 7. This little thing, and they don't even just when it goes white and just the text, it just says for Paul. It's just super simple. It's a very nice thing. It's a very nice song, very sweet. It was cool. And even in the and of course like in the 8th movie, his character still exists. But the whole thing is that he's got his family and everything. So there's even a point during it where it's like maybe we should, when they're real, like they're getting fucked up by this fucking evil blonde bitch up in the fucking plane, and they're like, yeah, maybe we should call Brian, and Letty and all of them are like, nah, I can't. And so it's just they worked him out of the story well enough because like during there were like 2 movies where he was having to leave his kid and his wife, and his wife's like, yeah, I mean, family, you gotta do what you do, and I'm like, at some point you gotta. At some point you gotta stay home. You gotta stay home. So
you guys have gotten
his character earned his.
You just got to think about it. In the movie sense, you have gotten away with so much. You legitimately dragged a bank vault down a city, have cost cities billions of dollars.
Everyone in this franchise has killed so many people. But you see cars get crushed, but there are a lot of people in those cars.
A lot of people just fucking
the opening of 8 like is the opening of 8's a fucking wrecking ball going through like a lot of police cars, like a fucking loop in the 3rd episode.
Like in the second movie, there was a scene where some guy just T-boned straight into an exit, just straight on.
Yeah, no, absolutely dead.
Everyone
absolutely.
in there is dead.
Yeah, they're absolutely dead.
And you're just like, oh, well.
So funny.
I'm glad you guys got his cigar cutter out of the dashboard for that one.
So these movies are great. They've been an absolute treat, and I'm very excited. The only thing, last 2 things. The only thing I know about 9, the only bit I heard from the trailer is that apparently there's a point where Vin Diesel is standing on top of a car and he catches a car that flies at him like this. So. I'm all aboard. I'm absolutely all aboard. I've seen wackier shit in these fucking movies. I'm all aboard. The titles are my favorite. The titles are my favorite. So we're gonna run through them real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Fast 5. Fast and Furious 6. What was it? Wait. 7. Was 7 just? I'm mixing it up now. Was it just F7? Furious 7.
Yeah.
Just Furious 7, and then Fate of the Furious, or just Fate. F8. You know what the next one's called? You know what the next one's called? What? F9. You know how to pronounce it? You know how to pronounce this one? F9. Not fate.
Why would
not
you not
fine.
consistently name your franchise?
Dude, it's funny
don't
as
need
fuck.
to.
I love it. I actually love it because they committed to it. Okay, here's the thing. They did Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious. They were committed from the second movie.
Yeah.
After that, it's like, oh, it's just go for it. Now, internationally, I'm pretty sure they started maintaining where it's just like the Fast and the Furious 6, the Fast and Furious 7 or whatever. But for America, you know, just for us, yeah, make it as confusing as possible.
The good old homeboys at home.
If every single one is different,
those
then
movies
great.
make majority of their income in China anyway.
They made good money. They do well.
They're fucking huge in China.
Yeah.
That's literally like the MCU of China. Like they fucking love those movies.
MCU
I
is the
legitimately
MCU of
will.
China.
I will say that the first Fast and the Furious has like such a special place in my goddamn heart. Like I'll never forget that movie. I will die. I will die to that movie.
Even having just watched it a few weeks ago, like there's still so much charm to it now that I'm seeing the later ones.
Yeah,
like I can appreciate.
I love that movie because one, there's so many street races. There's such cool fucking like race moments. There's so many good cars in that show in that movie.
Yeah, like
you just look at it and be goddamn like that. Like no cap, that Supra Paul Walker has at the end of that is literally immortalized. It's same with the Skyline in Too Fast, Too Furious. Literally immortalized.
I said you owed me a 10-second car, not a 10-minute car.
I almost had you. You didn't have nothing.
Bro,
you never had me.
Oh,
you
there
never had me.
one last other thing. I finally have the context to one of my old like favorite gifs I used to see just meme the hell just years and years and years and years ago, where it's just like where it's like get out of my face, or it's like some I'm in your face, and it cuts to Paul Walker.
Yeah, I'm in your face.
I'm in your face.
So like when I saw that scene in the movie, I had to not fucking choke from laughter. Just seeing it finally, it's there it is.
I'm in your face.
I'm in your face. Just that fucking gif doing that. But yeah, dude, Fast and Furious movies are super fun.
Hell yeah.
I'd rather watch those than fucking Marvel movies anything.
Hell yeah.
Is that how you feel now, dude?
If you're gonna give me like a fun like episodic style like movie romp, then yeah, I'd rather have it be these than like. Because it's just like on the next episode of the Fast and the Furious, instead of like, okay, well now go read this other thing and go watch this stuff.
No,
that's
Fast
happening
and
in this other
Furious,
thing.
no,
it's like just
together in movies, and it's all real. The thing is, you can't look at that shit seriously. You legitimately can't. Because they have a storyline that they literally just build up on every time, and it's one of those things. It's got to be bigger than the last one, guys.
And it's super consistent. It's super consistent with it. No characters act even like in the 8th movie when they're doing the whole like, oh, did Vin Diesel go rogue? Did Dom go rogue? They didn't even do the thing where it's like the evil bad girl kisses him right in front of Letty, who's currently like with Dom.
Yeah,
and they
what happened to Michelle?
And
What happened to Michelle?
Talking about from the blonde?
The original girl.
Dude, that's so long ago. Letty. Talking about Letty. Letty was 4 and onward, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. No, she gone. Don't worry about her. Don't worry about her. She gone. So anyway, so it's like she could have laid there and just done the fucking cliche of like he sees him, kissing her, and then all of a sudden, there's all this unrest in the team and no one knows for sure. No, like the only person who's questioning, even after that moment, who's questioning like maybe Dom didn't go rogue, is the girl from the last movie who was just brought in, who doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
Everyone else, especially Letty, is like, nah, this is bullshit. Like straight up bullshit. And the movie doesn't the movie bullshit, like the movie doesn't waste its time because it's like and they know something's fucking up. You just want to see what cool shit's gonna happen, and that's what we're gonna focus on. And it's just like the movies don't really waste your fucking time very much. Like it's good. And when they do have some slower moments here and there, like so they'll have some like anything Vin Diesel or The Rock says is going to be hilarious, but like that's part of the charm.
Dude,
but they still nail they have some good moments. Ronda Rousey is the worst fucking. Holy shit! I realized that this was 20. So I realized this. Okay, I realized that movie was 2015. It was 6, right? I realized that was 2015, and I was like, okay, that was kind of at kind of the peak of her shit. But like, dude, it is so abrupt. You would think in like this kind of movie that maybe the acting's not that great. People are again very consistent. People do a good fucking job, and they know their characters now, and it's just like you know what to expect in that kind of tone. And it's really good. And then Ronda Rousey comes on, and it's just the most awful delivery trying to be just. It's like it's so bad. Like everyone in the call just.
I will give Ronda Rousey credit. She after the movie, like a year after the movie, she started doing WWE, and she's gotten way better.
That's good.
In WWE.
Yeah, that's because she got fucked up in UFC.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. But
after talking all that shit.
But then you've got The Rock, who came from WWE and then became the Scorpion King. All right, dude.
He's the most electric man in sports entertainment.
The most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
Watching him just walk next to anybody is just funny. It's just funny. Because it's not so much like you look so weird. It's like you are a god. But just seeing a god next to anyone else is going to look funny. Just like he's just fucking walking around like this.
So
him and Statham had my favorite chemistry.
That's what I want to hear. Favorite one.
It's like it's hard because
you guys all have we've all seen Fast and the Furious, right?
Yeah.
What's our favorite ones? That's what I want to hear.
I mean, for
I've
me,
only
it's
seen
like
1 and 2, and then whatever the fuck other one I watched.
I would say, man,
I wasn't a fan of 2.
Really? I love 2.
I would say like for me, like 2 and 4 are the weakest ones, but that's not saying that they're super weird. Like I would say like probably 4 is my least favorite. Probably tied between 5 and 7.
Damn, that's when they went wackadoo.
But like I still love 1 for what it is. 7 Tokyo Drift's still really cool, but it's like 1, 2, like 1 and 3 especially feel so so different. And then 4 is that weird bridge where they're figuring it out, and then 5 is just ensemble cast action heist movie crazy nonsense. I'm just like
they turned into Ocean's 11.
It's great, dude. I'm telling you, they dragged the vault. It's like, well, we can't open it, so what are we gonna do? Okay, well, let's just drag it through the fucking sea. Oh, they also use a lot of practical effects. It's very, very good. It's the very good looking stunts, and oh man, it's fun. It's a good time.
What about you, Michael? I want to know what Michael Goldfish's favorite.
Dude, I don't remember fucking anything about these movies, man. Like, one of my friends fucking took me to the 5th one in theaters, and I don't remember jack shit about it, man.
Oh shit. BB, what about you, dude?
Oh, definitely not. And now I'm really interested.
Yeah, watch them.
Now I'm mega.
And then
interested.
the saga's, and keep in mind, dude, you can still get in because the saga's not done, dude. I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw yet. The spinoff. There's F9, and then there's gonna be Fast 10 or whatever.
You haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw yet?
We're watching that on Thursday. Because again, I just watched Fate like a few nights ago.
Hobbs is The Rock, and Shaw is fucking Jason Statham.
Yeah.
So you get a whole spin-off of just The Rock.
Yeah. Now I heard it's different writers, so the writing is not very.
The writing is a little different, but
it's still. I've heard it's still super.
It's still very Fast and the Furious type shit. It's good. What about you, Vash?
I need to watch more of these movies. I think my favorite is Tokyo Drift.
Okay.
That's right. Drift. I'm stupid. Good. I watched Tokyo Drift.
Everybody watched Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, well, Tokyo Drift's cool because it's such a.
You haven't seen Tokyo Drift?
No, I've never seen
Tokyo Drift. 14 and he's not seen Tokyo Drift. What do you mean?
Tokyo Drift's pretty cool.
I haven't even seen the.
You can watch
the movie that inspired it.
Wait, is it on Amazon Prime?
I don't know.
Oh, dude,
I have no idea.
Watch parties of it, dude.
A watch party for Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, you can watch Tokyo Drift by itself. It's well, up until the 7th movie, it's kind of separate, but even then the events and the characters are still pretty.
I like the characters. Shit, they got Bow Wow in there, bro.
You do have Bow Wow in there. That shit is funny fuck. Bro, when you're watching the 2nd movie and it does a jump cut and you hear fucking pump it up. Like, oh my god, fuck.
Pump it up.
God, just like fat asses on the screen.
I think Tokyo Drift is really, really good. IMO just alone. I'm a huge fan of 1 and 2. I think I'm a huge fan of 2 just because that was the only one I had on DVD. So I literally watched that shit all the fucking time. Like. That would Jesus Christ. The Mercedes Spider that Tyrese fucking Roman drives around.
Yeah.
In that movie is fucking sick. But I think I'm gonna agree with you. 5 was really good. 5 was fucking hilarious.
Like
Yeah.
Like
7 was the militia one, and that one was kind of fucking wild. The fucking Halo jumping
Dude,
fucking
it's so
card
sick.
was bananas.
But like for me,
jumping card.
8's still like right below both of those though, just because like the fucking I love
Yeah.
just the like when I saw this man like blow up their fucking base and he walks in with like the black suit on, I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. They're going full
Wait,
on.
so how many are out? So 8 is the newest one.
Okay, so there's 8.
No,
There's
there's
8 and
9 movies.
okay, well there's 8. Okay, yeah, there's the main 8. Then there's Hobbs and Shaw. If you want to count which I do, if you count Better Luck Tomorrow as film, that takes place like before all of them. It's like straight up high school setting. The movie's super dark but really, really good. And don't have to know anything about Fast and Furious, obviously, to watch it. There's also a couple of things on the first on the DVDs for 1 and 2 that we ended up watching, like basically things that lead into the next movie, just showing you like a little montage of where Paul Walker's character ended up, Brian. And then there's a great little a short film on, I believe, the thing for Tokyo Drift, or it might have been 2 as well, I forget, called Los Vendados. So highly recommend you fucking watch all those if you are interested in it. It's like
So the 9th one's not out yet.
No, 9th one's not out, but there is a trailer. Again, I watched these like this is like a group call fucking group watch thing the whole way through, so I probably wouldn't have sat down with them by myself if not for that. But like we've just been fucking blasting through them, dude. There's super fun to watch together. And if y'all ever sit down, if you're all fucking hanging Discord and be like, hey, we're about to watch, like, we're watching the next one in a row, dude, we're powering on through them. I'll pop in. It's funny shit. See, I did Fast and the Furious.